What happened here was we had a horse that was pastured, and he was a thoroughbred paint mix, and he was a really high spirit animal, and my son couldn't break him. But as native people, we know that some horses aren't
supposed to be broken.
Yeah, you can't break them. You have to let them run free.
That's me.
And they sire other, they're the stud, so to speak. So that you got to keep that respect of letting an animal remain wild. So anyway, our neighbors built a corral right against our fence, and they put a mare in there. So this horse jumped over, and here they've been partying over there, and here the neighbor started shooting at my kids and the horse, and they killed it on the fence line with the SKS. That's a heavy-duty assault weapon. That horse was just crossing back. So we had 3 people camped down there, and one was Mike Hecro. He was tanning hides, and my other friend was camped there. And here they came zooming up here and said, they had real big eyes and said, "We seen Bigfoot." But he's got 2 black cats with him, cougars. So I said, "Oh, well, aren't you worried?" So I said, "No, because Bigfoot protects women and children."
Aww,
and especially nice. So that no man would ever beat a woman up because she's weaker than him physically, and no man should ever beat a child, and no woman should ever beat a child because they're the children that bring messages from God. So I'm not afraid of Bigfoot. He's here, and he's here to protect us, and he's a spirit, and so he has companions, but the whole world here, in our world, animals have the highest order. We just kind of invaded their space. This land belongs to the wild, and
so let me ask you a question about the culture and extraterrestrials. It's like, because I know in like my grandfather's, he's Hopi, and he's told me about like the star people and stuff like that, and in different cultures I know, like it's not like the way TV makes it, like it's something we have to fear or something like that, but it's just because it's life all throughout the universe. So of course, so do you have any stories about UFO? And I'm gonna tell you something, every night I look up, they keep saying well, they may be satellite, but every night there's something flying across the sky above us.
We just about a month ago I seen a UFO. It came along that hill there, and it was really big, so like the width of my finger right here, that's how big it was in the sky. But I didn't go over there to see if there were crop circles, but we do know that they're here, and that they're watching us, over us, and that there's a whole variety of different kinds of terrestrials. But we also know from our ceremonies that star people visited Earth before there was even human life.
Right.
So we know that our holy people who have that communication don't, it's ridiculous for us when they had to build all these rockets to go to do all this stuff, when we just have to go to a ceremony and offer tobacco. So it's something that we have, that I'm sure all people have, but I think that the war is over the earth, and there's some things that, some places where humans shouldn't habit, they shouldn't live there, because that's a space that we just seem to have a bad habit of always trashing everything, or killing everything, or manicuring everything. So it's something that we can understand. And I heard a man say that Russell Means, he was describing how America has a lawn, and that's the last of the Great Plains. So he cuts all this grass down to make sure no Indians sneak up on him. And then we have another story about when, like in Wounded Knee, when we were attacked by federal forces, the marshals believed that there was an Indian behind every tree. So the joke was, the tree is only this wide. That's a whole lot of skinny Indians trying to hide this behind this little tree. So it's psychological warfare, Don't do that on Ashola. But we have a lot of those stories, and I just have a few, but there's a lot of accounts you could get from people if they're willing to share. But what we also know is that Earth is really old, and we're very young compared to how old the Earth is. So, and then we actually have petroglyphs of starmen.
We went to saw some of the petroglyphs.
Yeah, and then one of them that's really unusual. It looks like because we know that petroglyphs, we made them as children as we were young, and they evolved. Like you take a kid with a crayon and he's gonna mark up the walls, the same thing, but it's cognitive. Up there, abstract becomes a picture with the hand. And so one of the things that I seen was that a priest came, and he wanted to go to this place because the sacred would come and draw a picture on the wall. So they went to a place and had a sweat lodge, and everybody went to bed, but this priest stayed up, and here he started seeing these lights flashing on this canyon wall. So he said, "It's happening, it's happening." So the Indians said, "Oh, go to bed, we'll read them tomorrow." And here it had the whole prophecy of what's going to happen that year. So this one particular petroglyph, they look like the men walking on the moon with the lifeline, the oxygen. And so, you know, we didn't know that was going to happen, but the sacred beings know. So they drew these pictures. So we already knew that was going to happen. And then we have stories of, I met a Alaskan native man one time who told me that they have a ceremony in their igloo, and the igloo is the moon. So they jump up and down on these seal skins, and pretty soon they jump so much and they chant, this igloo turns over, and where they awaken is on the moon. And I believed him, because there's something that we have as native people that is a communication. And if it's for healing and it's going to help humans, then it's there. Should we go to the shade?
Yeah.